Alright, what's going on, Forgotten Nation? I'm your host, FG, and today we're looking at Flicky. And you're probably thinking, Retro, didn't you already cover Flicky in the past? Well, you're not wrong. This is the arcade version of Flicky. And you're probably wondering, what's the difference between the home conversion on the Genesis versus what we see here? And, well, you're looking at it right here. The only real difference is this title screen that's only ever featured these aesthetics right here. The only time you'll ever see Flicky go outside, and the only time you'll ever see the cats in those airplanes. Other than that, the game is 1-to-1 with the home console conversion. And frankly, I feel like that the Genesis version is better than the arcade version, just because of one major difference. And that's because of the Genesis's hardware and how it's able to handle the sound design. What do I mean by this? Well, let's quarter up and see just what the game sounds like for a moment here. Yeah, notice that? The game originally, because the arcade version is the original, is much higher pitch in its sound design. And it does not sound very good on the ears, if I'm being honest. For whatever reason, when it came to the home conversion, I like to believe it's because of the Genesis hardware. It sounds a lot more pleasing on the eye. I guess you can say the eyes too, but no, pleasing on the ears. There's just something about it that I can't explain. Though it also does have a different track through the bonus round here, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, this is the exact same game down and through. Flicky, of course, is a character that would later reappear in the Sonic series as one of the savable animals within the Badniks. But frankly speaking, I feel like I've said everything I need to in the main video playing the Sega Genesis version. So if you do want to hear more about the game, go check out that video, which I'll leave an icon up above. So the rest of this video, honestly, I don't have a whole lot to say. It's mostly going to be me just playing through some of the arcade version, trying to go for a higher score. My goal is to try and get higher than what I had in the Genesis video, and we'll try just that. Though I suppose I could re-explain the mechanics here. You play as Flicky, who goes across this house, many different houses per se, trying to rescue all the baby chicks that are on the different floors. And along the way, you have cats, you have iguanas, and all sorts of different baddies trying to get in your way. So you need to be careful as you make your way to the door up above, the exit. But if these cats, iguanas, and everything in between stop you, you lose a life. And as for the chicks, they'll start running all over the place, especially the ones with the sunglasses, if you get knocked over. So the best strategy, unless you're trying to stack up some points, is to try to get them to the door as quickly as you can. Though Flicky is not immobile, or I guess you could save yourself with different items that are scattered across the different floors in the game. In this level, it's telephones. Sometimes it may be beer bottles. Other times it may be just different toys. But yeah, that's Flicky in a nutshell. The game is pretty moderate when it comes to substance, but it's the main gameplay loop that keeps you coming back for more. It's simple, it's easy to pick up, and it's just one of those that you try to compete for the high score in. I can't complain about Flicky. It's a fine game for what it is. My favorite arcade game? Nah, not quite. I'll always go back to Pac-Man or something else like that for simplistic nature, but it's just something different that you can play. It really is something different. And it's crazy to think that this character would later reappear in the Sonic franchise, and that's where it would forever be known. Most people have forgotten about this game. It's become something more obscure as opposed to anything major. I wonder if the formula could ever be done further. If there was any way that this cat and mouse game could be revitalized. But there's a lot of different arcade games that go for a similar style. Maybe not the trail behind style, but I would definitely compare it to stuff like Mappy per se, where it's trying to get things to meet an end while avoiding enemies. But no, it's fine, it's tame. It's really all you need it to be. I don't think there's really anything else you could do with the formula that could change it up, per se. But one thing worth mentioning is that the arcade version, at least in my opinion, feels a lot easier comparing it to the Genesis version. I don't know, maybe it's because it's been a while that I've gotten used to the gameplay loop. I've become better as a gamer overall. But I like to believe that one of the reasons is because the Japanese games are known to be easier, and that when they localize it over in the US, Europe, wherever else, they intentionally make games harder to try to get people to buy the games or to spend more quarters. It's a way to get some extra money out of the cabinets. Careful now. So I know while the Genesis version is, well, again, I take it over this one. I actually don't know if this game ever got a US release. Maybe it did, I could be wrong, but I think it only ever released in Japan, the arcade version. And most people here in America know it because of the Genesis version, having been released time and time again as part of different compilations. My personal favorite being the Sonic Mega Collection. Alright, bonus stage again. And the only reason we're able to play the arcade version now is because of the console of choice for this gameplay session, the SEGA Astro City Mini. So it's cool that we have access to the arcade version finally, but was it needed? Was it needed? I would disagree. I mean, there's nothing that's gonna convince me to stay with this version, especially the music. I don't like the version's music. There's just something more soothing on the ears in the Genesis version that this arcade one just doesn't have. And I get it, it's trying to go for like a cutesy approach. It's trying to be like a House of Fun, but it's too high-pitched. The music just feels too high-pitched for what it's trying to be. And I can't say I like it because of that. Alright, watch out for the cats. Iguana! Alright, the iguana is the most dangerous enemy that you gotta watch out for. I believe I did mention this in the Genesis version, but this game does have an ending if you manage to successfully go through all of the floors. I think there's either 30 or 60, I don't know from the top of my head, but I know it's a good chunk of stages. I want to say it's 30. And then the game just continues to loop again. But if you want to see who made the game and all that sweet stuff, try to see to the end. I'm pretty sure the Genesis version also has the ending in place, so it's not exclusive to the arcade version. Alright, careful now, go for the Joe! Joe the chick. Ah, cornered. And yeah, the further you get into it, the harder it becomes. Baby chicks. Alright, there we go. So yeah, the best way to get the high score is to stack up the chicks going to the door, but also if you try to clobber the enemies, if you go for multiple at a time. That's another great way to get some extra points. But I missed there. Aww. Alright, game over. And yeah, that was the arcade version of Flicky. Again, incredibly tame and it works well for what it is. It's worth mentioning that this is one of the first games to be released for the SEGA Astro City. So it does have that little bit of history to it. But yeah, it's Flicky. It's the original version of Flicky. I would have liked to have seen something how they do the title screen with, like this. I feel like this should have been part of the gameplay if they're teasing it. But they never did anything with it. So yeah, if you have to play Flicky, I'd still recommend the Sega Genesis version. Don't go out buying the Astro City Mini if you want to play just Flicky. Stick with the Genesis version. But that's going to do it for me. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. And these actually aren't called chicks, they're called P.O.P.Os. Crazy to think about it, it's fun to say. P.O.P.Os. P.O.P.Os.